CBA parents, I want to talk about assessment. When I say the words like pop quiz, test, midterm, final, what emotions come up? And how many of those emotions begin to pervasively filter how you think about your whole education experience? I was motivated by grades, right? I wanted to get good grades. I wanted to be that salutatorian. I wanted to get that those accolades, right? And so I learned how to cram for tests and how to get good grades and how to get find my identity in that. But it's just interesting. What were grades, right? There are these report cards to go home with this number, and that number says what your worth in the class is. It doesn't say where you're struggling, where to get better at. It just says your worth is this. And I remember in times where like I had a couple bad grades earlier in the marking period, and now I'm doing much better, but I can't pull up those earlier bad grades, right? That early quiz that really brought me down. And so really it's like, what is that report card doing? Have you ever thought about that? Is its goal parent communication? Is its goal humiliating or building pride in children? Is its goal to just extrinsically motivate, like a carrot and a stick? You get praised, you do well, you get shamed if you do poorly. I've got issues with the way traditional schools have graded, and maybe if you took time to think about it like I have, you might have issues. Why do we do standard-based assessments in our school? What standard-based assessments do, it says, hey, by the end of first grade, you need to achieve these objectives, right? These objectives in math, whether we break it down in geometry or numeracy or different categories, or in writing and syntax, in reading comprehension. And so we have these different standards that we adapt from Common Core. So if you ever mobile move to another state, you know we've prepared you for whatever grade your child's going into. But the way we build report cards then isn't saying, hey, the average of all your quizzes this marking period is X, so that's who you are. It's simply saying, did you achieve these objectives or not? So if you failed the first 4 times, but by the 5th time you got it, you achieved it. We don't take an average and you kind of have a D minus. No, you're proficient, right? In fact, we don't ever want to shame you because you failed. In fact, I would say most entrepreneurs would tell you failing is good. Make kids brave to try, to mess up, to find courage and try again, versus saying you failed, we humiliate you, we shame you, and we praise the kid who doesn't fail. We would love to have a school where it's like, be comfortable to fail, but fail with your whole heart. Try with all you got, and we're going to see where we can come alongside of you and then support you and get you to be proficient. Because we're not extrinsically motivating you. We're giving you a curriculum where the child dives into it, wants to learn into it, and we're going to give you the supports to where you can supersede it. And we're going to do it in a way that we're never going to build pride in kids, and we're never going to shame kids. We're just going to say we're going to motivate them because they want to do it, and we're going to keep building interactive, engaging themes for them to continue to want to grow. And then we're going to continue also to grow in how we communicate that to parents. It's a challenge. Like, we want to do basically 2 schools in 1 school day. And I, like, for example, last year at the end of first grade, we do our 3rd MAP testing, and we see that our average first grader grew more than the average American student in English reading, in math, in a second language, and in math reading. They grew more, and also their achievement of where they were scoring was higher than the average student. I love the fact that they did it in English, right? In only 2 hours of English a day, we're outscoring kids who do 7 hours of English. But it is to say, like, it's a fun day, but it's action-packed. It's intense, right? Instead of you having 1 teacher that has a child all day long, we give you 3 teachers. And so where that creates an incredibly robust education, a fun, engaging, but robust education, it also means now you have 3 teachers to communicate to. It now means instead of one teacher having 16, 17 kids, one teacher now has 35 kids if you're in first grade, right? And so, like, it does create challenges, and we're continuing to take parent feedback and looking on ways of how we can increase parent communication without burning out teachers who are working their tails off, creating dynamic lessons and delivering great instruction. So things aren't always perfect. We continue to learn because our benchmark is to be better and better as a growth mindset, the same way we challenge our kids. And we welcome your feedback as we grow this school, this unique school, together. And as we form world changers together, that they're going to go change this world.